Is it possible for fire to be hotter than the surface of the sun? You might think the answer is obviously no. I mean, the sun is a giant ball of burning gas and fire is just a small flame on Earth. How can the tiny fire be hotter than the huge sun? But the answer might surprise you. It's true. Fire can be hotter than the surface of the sun, which is about 5,500 degrees Celsius. The hottest recorded fire was about 10,000 degrees Celsius. That's almost twice the temperature on the sun's surface. But how can this be? If the sun is made of burning gas, shouldn't its fires be even hotter than that? Well, not necessarily. You see, the sun is so big that most of its mass is in a state called plasma. And the temperature of plasma is measured by something called the degree of ionization. This is how much of the atom's electrons have been stripped away. When you're on Earth, most of the time your body is in a state of zero ionization because none of your electrons have been stripped away. When you walk next to a fire, some of the electrons in the atoms of the fuel being burned might get excited and jump to a higher energy level. That's why you can see the fire. But the electrons don't stay at that higher energy level for very long. They quickly fall back down and release their energy as light or heat. So the electrons in the fire are more energetic than the electrons in your body, but they're still less energetic than the electrons in the sun. However, there's another type of fire called a plasma jet, which can reach extremely high temperatures. These are the kinds of fires that can be hotter than the sun. But how can these fires be hotter if the fuel isn't hot enough to begin with? That's because the temperature of a fire isn't just determined by the temperature of the fuel. It's also determined by the pressure and the velocity of the fuel as it burns. When fuel is burned at high pressure and high velocity, the electrons in the fuel can be stripped away from their atoms completely. And when that happens, the fire is said to be in a state of full ionization. And the hotter the plasma, the more complete the ionization. So the key to making a really hot fire isn't burning hotter fuel, but burning the fuel faster and with more pressure. Now you know. Hit that like button for more science facts every day.